Cancer is a very sensitive disease to discuss for many reasons. Not too many people fully recover from the disease, others never do recover, some are born with it, and others unfortunately pass away from it. But what exactly is cancer? Well, your body is made up of several things called cells. Cancer forms when one of those cells mutates, loses its identity as a specific cell, such as skin cells, lymphatic cells, or bone cells, and begins spreading to the rest of the body. This spreading process is known as metastasization. There are three known ways cancer cells metastasize: transcolonic, lymphatic, and hematogenous. Transcolonic movement is when cancer cells travel through body tissue, lymphatic being the movement through lymph nodes, and hematogenous being the movement of cancer cells through blood. Although we don't know much about the causes of metastasization, we do know that it could be the key to curing cancer, as stopping the movement of the disease could allow much needed time to isolate and eliminate the cancer cells. While we're on the subject, there are different types of cancers that one can develop. There is a type known as benign cancer. This type is non-invasive and cannot metastasize. However, it can still prove to be lethal depending on where the cancer is located, such as the brain, heart, or bones. Then we have malignant cancer, which is the complete opposite of benign. It is a highly invasive and fully capable metastasizing, which results in a higher likelihood of death. Giving this terrifying information, some of you may be asking, is there any way to prevent cancer? The answer is yes, there is. Although there is no guaranteed way to completely prevent cancer, there are ways to better your odds against it. And one of these ways is acknowledging risk factors, be it actions or objects. These risks consist of ultraviolet radiation, the consumption of tobacco, a sedentary lifestyle or obesity, and infectious diseases such as HPV, hepatitis B and C. The list goes on, to be honest. Although it's very helpful to identify risk factors, it's always a good idea to get screened just for good measure. One of these screenings is known as a pap smear. What's a pap smear, you may ask? Well, a pap smear is when your doctors extract cells from your cervix to test for any potential cancerous mutations. Ever since its inception in the 1940s, there's been a 70% decrease in cervical cancer deaths. Remember, there's no guarantee that you'll always completely prevent the development of cancer, even if you take the proper precautions, which is why it's important to get checked just in case. Better safe than sorry, you know? Now let's say that you do unfortunately develop cancer. Worry not, for there are treatments for cancers of all kinds. If you prefer a direct method, there are surgeries available to you, especially if the cancer is caught on time and is tumorous. There's also chemotherapy, which is a very common type of therapy. However, it has its ups and downs, to say the least. You see, chemotherapy is the use of radiation to destroy cancer cells within the body. That being said, the radiation also destroys healthy cells as well, which could put you in a worse position than before. In this case, there are also bone marrow transplants that could use both to replace bone marrow destroyed by the radiation, while also treating lymph node and blood cancers. Remember, cancer can be deadly, which is why it's important to understand what it is, how it works, how to protect yourself from it, and how it can be treated. Thank you to my partners for help on this animation.